Hello, this is Spellbinder with this breaking news report from our government, the bad government. They're crazy. They're loons running the asylum. Senate Bill S510 makes it illegal to grow, share, trade, or sell homegrown food. This is from Kurt Nemo, who's reporting it off of the World's Prophecy website, August 13, 2010. Update. Since the first story broke, a lot has happened. One reason for this could be that food is being poisoned. Collecting rainwater is now illegal in many states. Your intake is being controlled. For more information, visit the following articles. Raiding organic food stores, a sign of the new times. Collecting rainwater now illegal in many states as big government claims ownership over our water. Yes, I told you that in an earlier video I did, that they were making it illegal for you to collect rainwater. You gotta drink the city water. Tasty. All that fluoride. Gotta have your fluoride for the day. Gotta dumb you down somehow. Let's see. Why do people in America refuse to take active interest in their future? That's a good question. S510, the Food Safety Modernization Act of 2010, may be the most dangerous bill in the history of the U.S. It is to our food what the bailout was to the economy, only we can live without money. If accepted, S510 would preclude the public's right to grow, own, trade, transport, share, feed, and eat each and every food that nature makes or that we can grow. It will become the most offensive authority against the cultivation, trade, and consumption of food and agricultural products of one's choice. It will be unconstitutional and contrary to the natural law, or, if you like, the will of God. Dr. Shiv Chopra, Canada's health whistleblower. It's similar. It says it's similar to what India faced with the imposition of the salt tax during British rule. Only S510 extends control over all food in the U.S., violating the fundamental human right to food. It's like telling you can't drink water anymore or breathe the air. You can't eat food that you grow out of the ground for yourself. Monsanto says it has no interest in the bill and it would not benefit it. But Monsanto's Michael Taylor, who gave us RBGH, which is a hormone that's makes cows give a lot of milk. Oh yeah, and it's also makes your little girls hit puberty when they're about 7 years old, and makes the male's testicles not drop till they're 20. On some people, it's been reported. And unregulated genetically modified GM organisms, which, like in the corn, they modified the corn to a place where Roundup, it can take a lot of Roundup, weed killer, and instead of killing the corn absorbs it. So when you eat the corn, you're eating Roundup, which is known to kill frogs and cause mutations. It appears to have designed it and is waiting as an appointed food czar to the FDA, a position unapproved by Congress to administer the agency it would create without judicial review. If it passes, S510 would give Monsanto unlimited power over all U.S. seed, food, supplements, food, and farming. So food supplements, like vitamins and stuff, you won't be able to take those. Basically, they want you to look like somebody in a third world country that you see starving to death. Your rib cages show you got flesh over bone. And you have, and that's basically, you look like a walking skeleton. History. In the 1990s, Bill Clinton introduced HACCP, Hazardous Analysis Critical Control Points, purportedly to deal with the contamination in the meat industry. Clinton's HACCP delighted the offering corporate World Trade Organization, WTO, meat packers, since it allowed them to inspect themselves, eliminate thousands of local food processors with no history of contamination, and centralize meat into their control. In other words, now they can throw cloned meat in there, eating cloned things. In 2008, Hillary Clinton urged a powerful centralized food safety agency as part of her campaign for president. Her advisor was Mark Penn, CEO of Bernstein Marsteller, a giant PR firm representing Monsanto. Clinton lost, but Clinton's friends, such as Rosa DeLauro, whose husband's firm lists Monsanto as a progressive client and globalization as an area of expertise, introduced early versions of the S510. S510 falls on moral, social, economic, political, constitutional, and human survival grounds. 1. It puts all U.S. food and all farms under Homeland Security. Yes, we need Homeland Security to watch what we eat. And the Department of Defense to protect us from growing our own food. In the event of contamination on ill-defined emergency, it resembles the Kissinger Plan. Well, that should be eugenic. It would end U.S. sovereignty over its own food supply by insisting on compliance with the World Trade Organization, thus threatening national security. It would end the Uruguay Round Agreement Act of 1994, which put U.S. sovereignty and U.S. law under perfect protection. Instead, S510 says compliance with the international agreements. Oh yeah, now we gotta do what someone else that we don't even know who they are tell us to do. Nothing in this act or an amendment made by this act shall be construed in the manner inconsistent with the agreement establishing the World Trade Organization or any other treaty or international agreement to which the United States is a party. 3. It would allow the government under maritime law, oh boy, here we go, lost, to define the introduction of any food into commerce, even direct sales between individuals, as smuggling into the United States, since under that law the U.S. is a corporate entity and not a location entity entry of food into the U.S. covers food produced anywhere within the landmass of this country and entering into it by virtue of being produced. Isn't that interesting? Man, these control freaks are everywhere. 4. It imposes Codex Alimentarius on the U.S. global system of control over food. It allows the United Nations, UN Health Organization, UN Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, and the WTO to take control of every food on Earth and remove access to natural food supplements. Its bizarre history and its expected impact in limiting access to adequate nutrition while mandating GM food, GM animals, pesticides, hormones, irradiation of food, etc. threatens all safe and organic food and health itself, since the world knows now it needs vitamins to survive, not just to treat illness. 5. It would move the right to clean, store, and thus own seed in the U.S., putting control of seeds in the hands of Monsanto and other multinationalists, threaten U.S. security. Seeds, how to criminalize them, for one detail. 6. It includes NASA's, NAIS, an animal traceability program that threatens all small farmers and ranchers raising animals. The UN and participating through the WHO, FAO, and WTO, and the World Organization for Animal Health, OIE, and allowing mass slaughter of even heritage breeds of animals and without proof of disease. Biodiversity and farm animals is being wiped out to substitute genetically engineered animals, clones, on which corporations hold patents. Animal diseases can be falsely declared. S510 includes the Centers for Disease Control, despite the corrupt involvement in the H1N1 scandal, which is now said to have been concocted by the corporations. And it goes on. I almost can cover all this. Well, I almost could have covered all of it. I guess I'll go ahead and cover this. I was going to show the video, but I'll go ahead and cover these points. 7. It extends a failed and destructive HACCP to all foods, thus threatening to do to all local food production and farming what HACCP did to meat production. Put it in corporate hands and worsen food safety. 8. It deconstructs what is left of the American economy. It takes agriculture and food, which are the cornerstone of all economies, out of the hands of the citizenry and puts them under the total control of the multinational corporation, influencing the UN, WTO, HHS, and CDC acting as agents with Homeland Security as the enforcer. The chance to rebuild the economy based on farming, ranching, gardens, food production, natural health, and all other job tools connected occupations would be eliminated. 9. It would allow the government to mandate antibiotics, hormones, slaughterhouse waste, pesticides, and GMOs, and would industrialize every farm in the U.S., eliminating local organic farming, greatly increase global warming from increased use of oil-based products and long-distance delivery of food, and make food even more unsafe. The 5 items listed, the 5 pillars of the food safety, are precisely the items in the food supply which are the primary source of its danger. 10. It uses food crimes such as entry into police state power and control. The bill postpones defining all the regulations to be imposed, postpones defining crimes to be punished, postpones defining penalties to be applied. It removes fundamental constitutional protections from all citizens in the country, making them subject to corporate tribunals with unlimited power and penalties without judicial review. It is similar to C6 in Canada, the end of rule of law in the U.S. For further information, you can hit all these links. This is madness. This is utter insanity. I cannot tell you or stress more what they're trying to do. They're control freaks, and they're going to take everything away that we have. They're going to kill us. This is how you get rid of the population that you don't want. You just take everything away from them and they die. This is what they're going to do. I've been trying to warn you of this. This stuff is in there. If it gets through, which it is, I mean the Senate bill, it's being pushed through. And they've been trying this over and over again. You heard what they said. They've been trying this over and over. Clinton's tried to do it, and now they're trying to do it under Obama's administration. And the crazies are supporting it. I mean, it's madness. I don't know what else to tell you. I was going to show you this video here on the page. Food Wars, Police Raid Organic Foods, New World Order Mafia Company. I mean, there's other things in here. I mean, I'll just go through and show you some of the articles on here. I'll have a link of this at the bottom of my video. And you can go to these sites and read this for yourself. But this is utter madness. I can't express it. This is crazy. You cannot make this up. You can't make this up. Is what it is. This is so crazy. You cannot make it up. I mean, you got. I'm at loss of words. I really am. I'm sitting here going, they can't do this. They can't do this. Don't we have a constitution anymore, or is it gone? Apparently our constitution's gone because these people are going to say that they can do this under the UN laws, the Lost Treaty. They're man, faceless bureaucrats controlling what we can eat, drink, and whatnot. This is utter madness in a free country called America. Or is it America with a K? Or is it the USSA, United Soviet States of America? I'm confused now. I thought it was just the United States of America, USA. But now I think there's an extra S in that. I mean, I can't express to you how upsetting this is. This is very upsetting to see them doing this type of stuff. It's madness. It's absolute madness. I can't express it anymore. How mad this is. I'm going to get off here now and post this, but I'm at loss of words. I mean, I can get mad and scream and yell and get bent out of shape over it, and curse them to hell and back, but I mean, we're just going to have to get together and stop this. So it's a spellbinder with this breaking madness news that's come from the government. Until next time, it's a spellbinder with the news update.